So, mentors is a way to, learning from A's is a way to get promoted, to be able to learn the next role and have a champion in your corner. But of course you do need to hit your metrics and hit your numbers, because that's what we're paid for in sales for outcomes. So wanted to talk a bit about the key metrics in the SDR role. Like, what are the basic KPIs you need to hit? And what is the typical promotion path based on what you've seen at QuickBase and other organizations you've been at?
Yeah. There's a few different types of metrics. So there's the metrics that you're going to get paid on. And then usually like activity type metrics, the things that and the effort that it shows that like helps lead you to those things. And in a good company, like they've kind of engineered those things. So like the effort and work that you're putting in on the activity level, you're doing the right amounts, it should yield the results that you need on the things you get paid on. Yes. So making enough calls to talk to enough people, to have enough conversations, to book enough meetings. So booking meetings, making dials, sending emails, prospecting people, landing qualified meetings, having those meetings. Most common SDRs are getting paid off of getting sales accepted leads or some vernacular thereof, and qualified opportunities. So getting a lead that your AE like wants to work, they're like, ooh, there's something here. We've had a meeting, it's qualified, great. I'm going to take this lead, and then they develop that lead and it becomes an opportunity. There's a pain, need, fit with the product, and they think that they can actually put dollars attached to it. So usually those like sales accepted leads and opportunities are the things that most SDRs get paid on. Some companies are going to put it in accelerators for closed business or like multi-threaded deals with like get really big. And then like activity, if you are not hitting your quota, you need to be putting in more activity. You need to show the effort behind it. If your company has engineered metrics of like, okay, I'm gonna make this many calls and I'm gonna prospect this many people, and then that should get me this many meetings and convert, and like you're doing the front stuff and the other stuff's not happening, then you really need to look at like the types of conversations you're having and like look at it almost like if you're brand new to sales, it's called a funnel. You talk to a lot of people and then you try to get more and more there, but eventually the funnel gets smaller. Yes. So if your funnel is like whoosh, like gets really small, really fast, like you need to be looking at, okay, now I need to look at the details of what I'm doing. Clearly it takes me 3 times as many calls to like get as many meetings as my peers. Then like I need to like figure out what's up with my calls. Is it the beginning of the calls? Are all my calls like a minute and a half long and then they end? Cool. Then that's clearly an opener issue. How are you starting your conversations? Yeah. If you have a lot of calls that go really long, but you're not booking meetings, then you're not hooking them in there. You're probably a really nice person to talk to, but you're not getting the meat out of it. If you're only having 2 to 3 minute conversations, then there is like something like you're not as enjoyable to talk to. You're good at opening it, you just don't know where to take it. So those are some things that like most SDRs should probably like look at beyond just like hitting the numbers, is like how are your conversations going, and finding an analytical way to break it down. It's really easy to say like, oh, make calls and make a lot of money. The way to success honestly is like breaking down each step in the process and like optimizing like the parts that you can, and like finding the things in the process that you're already a rock star at. Like our buddy Zach Wasser, we were talking about, like he knew right away, oh, if I just dial more than anybody else, like I'm going to have like 3 times as many chances to make money as everyone else because I'm making 3 times the number of calls. I'm like, cool, do it. But then I've got other people that are like, well, if I make 60 powerful calls and like I milk every conversation, then like I could like make a ton of money by like getting everyone like, cool, do that, you know. You got to be like a magician on the phone, like a psychology wizard navigating that conversation, but more power to you. Do it.
Yeah, you know what? It is a numbers game, and I know Zach told me, and maybe Frank was part of this, that they created the Dial High Club. I think that's hilarious. Yeah. I've seen SDRs when I was at Google Cloud that went to a Google Cloud partner that he was number 1, and he just trusted in what he called the law of averages. You know, the more dials you make, just literally statistically, a law of averages will kick in, that based on a certain number of calls, you might get X conversion.